Hey guys, it's Shadow. Here's a brief overview of all the changes I found in the April PvP update. Please note there is likely to be a few things missing as it's absolutely huge. Let me know in the comments below if I'm missing anything. First of all, we have a new tech called Gambesons. It costs 100 food and 100 gold, gives the militia line 1 additional pierce armor, and it's researchable from the Castle Age. The list of civs that gets this technology is Aztecs, Bengalis, Bulgarians, Burmese, Byzantines, Celts, Dravidians, Franks, Japanese, Koreans, Malay, Persians, Portuguese, Saracens, Sicilians, Slavs, Spanish, Huns, and Vikings. Next up we have a change to the Eagle Warrior, now costing 25 food and 50 gold, up from 20 food and 50 gold. Next up we have the Elite Elephant upgrade. It used to cost 1000 food and 800 gold, now costing 800 wood and I believe 500 gold. Yeah, 500 gold. Next we have the Elite Step Lancer that has had its pierce armor increased from only +1 to now +2. Then we have the Siege Elephant upgrade that now costs 850 food. It used to cost 650 food. Then we have the Heavy Scorpion upgrade that used to cost 1000 food and 1100 wood, now costing 800 food and 900 wood. Now we have the Sappers upgrade that's been changed quite considerably. It used to cost 400 food and 200 gold, and now it costs 400 food and 200 wood. It additionally gives your villagers a +3 bonus against rams. And now let's go into the civ specific updates. First of all, we have the Bengalis. They now get a cavalry attack bonus versus skirmishers. This will apply to their light cavalry and their elephant units. And Mahayana now makes monks take 10% less population space in addition to villagers. And they also have access to the supplies upgrade. Now we have the Berbers. They've got a small change here. Villagers moving 5% faster in Dark Age. It used to be 10% for all ages. I believe this is to target the villager lanes. Now we have the Bohemians. The Hussite Reforms upgrade has been changed in cost. So it used to cost, let me just double check, 800 food and 450 gold, and now it costs 500 food and 450 gold. Britons received a small nerf to that team bonus. It used to work 20% faster, and now archery range is only working 10% faster. Now we have the Burgundians. They got quite a few changes to how Flemish Revolution works, more specifically, and the Flemish militia unit itself. So now the base cost of Flemish Revolution is only 200 food and 150 gold, and that is down from, let me double check, 1200 food and 650 gold. However, it now costs an additional 10 food and 5 gold per villager, and it still turns all your villagers into Flemish militia. At 100 villagers, this is the same cost as it was previously. Flemish militia as a unit has also been changed drastically. Its HP has been reduced from 75 to 60. The attack has been reduced from 12 to 11. PS armor has been reduced from 1 to 0. And the individual cost has been reduced from 60 food and 25 gold to 50 food and 15 gold. It's also now trainable from the barracks and not from town centers. Next up, we have a change for the Burmese. The Elite Arambai upgrade has been changed very slightly. It used to cost 1100 food and 675 gold, and now is 1000 food and 750 gold. Byzantines have a rather fun update to their Greek fire tech. It now increases the bombard towers blast damage. So beforehand it usually has 0, now it gives them 5 blast damage. Obviously it won't impact the game until you actually get to the bombard tower tech though. Now we have a change to Celts on the stronghold. It actually now heals your units within a 7-tile radius of the castle if they're infantry. It also works on your allied units as well. In addition to the previous bonus of your castles and towers still firing faster as well. We have the Chinese. This is actually quite a big change. They now start with +2 villages instead of +3. but they now only lose 50 wood and 150 food rather than 50 wood and 200 food. This, I believe, is to make them a little bit more new player friendly. Dravidians also have a very interesting change in my opinion, with the siege weapons now costing minus 33% wood. Now, as the Dravidians don't get rams, they have the elephant rams instead, this only actually impacts 3, actually 4 if you include the siege tower, 4 of the siege weapons. I don't know if this applies to the trebuchet as well though, and if it does, that's a 5th unit that it will apply to. Next up, we have the Ethiopians. They have a massive overhaul to the way Royal Airs works. Shota warriors and camel units now receiving minus 3 damage from mounted units instead of the training time for Shotas being almost negligible. Also, the team bonus has now been changed so the towers no longer give the additional 3+ line of sight that they used to have, but outposts now cost no stone. Goths got a small buff but to their hunting bonus. It now their hunt lasts 20% longer, similar to the Tatar bonus. Next up, we have the Gurjaras, who had a slight nerf to the tech Kshatriyas. It used to cost 200 food and 400 gold, and now it is going to be costing 500 food and 450 gold. Additionally, the Shivamsha Rider has been increased from 70 food and 20 gold to 70 food and 30 gold. Now we have the Huns. They have a slight change to their unique tech Atheism, now costing 500 food and 300 wood instead of the 500 food and 500 gold that it used to cost. Next up, we have quite a few changes for the Incas. Let's go and get to them. So now they get a military unit food cost reduction from Dark Age onwards. It's scaling, so minus 15% in Dark Age, 20% in Feudal, 25% in Castle, and 30% in Imperial Age. And now their team bonus, so they used to have the free llama at the top. The team bonus has been removed, so it used to give the additional 2 line of sight for spearmen and skirmishers, and now your entire team starts with 1 additional llama each. To compensate for the changes to the military units' food costs, Slinger cost has been adjusted to 40 food and 40 gold from 30 food and 40 gold, and Cameo cost has been increased to 65 food and 30 gold from the 60 food and 30 gold. Which overall it still means you're paying less food for these units in the long run. And D and Sling also got a small change, giving your slingers 1 additional attack, so you might see slingers more often. And also, to compensate for the military units getting cheaper and food, they lost access to supplies. Japanese had a couple of changes as well. So, Kataperudo is now been made quite a bit cheaper. Now costing 550 food and 300 gold, down from 750 wood and 400 gold. They also now have access to hoardings. And when it comes to the Kataperudo, they've actually given you very specific metrics of how much faster they are now attacking and packing, as opposed to just a generic overview of what it does. Next up, we have a change to the Lithuanians. Now, instead of getting 150 food from the game start, only getting 100 food. Next up is the Malay. They now get all infantry armor upgrades for free. The Malians have a change their civ bonuses as well. So instead of their gold mines lasting 30% longer, they now drop off 15% more gold instead. Poles, they have had a nerf to their villagers, making it so that they don't actually regenerate HP in Dark Age, but they regenerate the same amount of HP as they did before in Feudal, Castle, and Imperial Age. Portuguese have had a couple of changes, primarily to the organ gun. So the organ gun's base damage has been absolutely gutted. So the regular organ gun now from 16 base damage to 7. The elite being reduced from 20 to 9. And I don't know how they've adjusted or if they've adjusted the additional projectiles that the organ gun shoots. This means that high pierce armor targets such as the Huskar should be a lot more effective against this unit, and paladins, for example. Also, they had a small change to the Caravel elite cost. It now costs 700 food and 525 gold. This is changed from 750 food and 475 gold. Next up, we have a small buff to the Saracens' unique technology, Zealotry. Now costing 400 food and 400 gold, down from 500 food and 450 gold. Another civ that received quite a few changes here is the Sicilians. Castle build speed has now been reduced from 100% down to 50% faster. Town centers are still 100% faster though. First Crusade now spawns 5 sergeants per TC, down from 7. It's still a 5 town center maximum, and the conversion resistant addition has been unchanged. First Crusade's cost has also been changed from 300 food and 600 gold to 400 food and 300 gold. Elite Sergeant upgrade has now been decreased from 1100 food and 800 gold to 800 food and 675 gold. And a really interesting change in my opinion is the Donjons can now train spear line units, which I think is amazing. Now Slavs, being one of the OG infantry civs, now get Gambesons for free as well as the supplies upgrade. They also now have much cheaper Drazina upgrade, now costing 900 food and 500 gold. This is down from 1200 food and 500 gold. And another change has been the Boyars, now costing 60 food and 70 gold rather than 50 food and 80 gold, attempting to make the unit a little bit less gold heavy. Next up, we have the Spanish. Spanish have received quite a few changes as well. So they now actually receive 20 gold for every time a technology is researched. Additionally, Inquisition has been changed, so it now makes your missionaries receive +1 range additionally to the monk conversion rate increase. And Conquistadors have been nerfed very slightly for Castle Age, lowering their base pierce armor by 1. Now we have the Turks having a small change to artillery, increasing the cost actually quite a bit. So it used to cost 450 wood and 500 gold, now costing 600 food and 650 gold. Now we have a change to the Vietnamese. The Vietnamese now have paper money as a gold-free tech. Beforehand it cost 600 wood and 350 gold. Now it only costs 550 food and 200 wood. And this is one of the changes that probably excites me the most personally, is the Vikings changes. Berserker Gang has been completely removed and has been replaced by a tech called Boggs Vega. It increases your archer line and longboats attack by 1, and it is costing 650 food and 500 gold. Chieftains also now makes your infantry units, in addition to the attack bonus versus cavalry, it makes them generate gold when killing villagers, trade units, and monks. As you can see, villagers give you 5 gold, trade units 20, and monks 20. Well, that does it for the changes that I have found. Please do let me know in the comment section below for any changes I might have missed. There's probably quite a few. It's an absolutely insanely large update, and I'm super excited for it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you again soon, and I'll see you later.